Hi everyone, Javier Martinez here from Beyond the 90 and the Football Union Network. La Liga is about a week away from starting, so I thought it would be a good idea to talk about some of the storylines entering the season. First off, I won't be talking about the big three in La Liga since it's oversaturated, and also there's still some developments going on with transfer signings. We don't know what's going to happen, so I kind of want to wait till the transfer window closes before assessing what's going to happen in the title race. But La Liga, as everyone knows, is more than the big three. There's a lot of great storylines. First off, let's mention three La Liga giants returning to the top division: Deportivo La Coruña, Racing Santander, and Malaga will be returning to La Liga next season. Deportivo and Racing they gained automatic promotion last season. Malaga did so through the Liga in quite remarkable fashion. At one point, they were in near the relegation zone and made a complete turnaround, finishing the playoff positions. So it's great to see. Deportivo, obviously, we all know their history in the 90s and the early 2000s, which included winning a league title, but just fell off the cliff after 2005 or so, and were relegated for the first time in 2011. They gave back. Excuse me. Well, it's not the first time in their history that they were relegated, but it was the first time in the 2000s that they were relegated. Just wanted to add that point to it. And although they were able to remain in the first division, they were promoted. They were relegated again in 2018, same year that Malaga was also relegated. And both teams, both Malaga and Deportivo, things got so bad they even if were relegated they were relegated on more than one occasion to the third division. They actually spent a lot of time down in third division. Malaga actually gained promotion back to second division with an historic game winner against Nastic Tarragona. This was, I believe, it was about 3 years ago when that match happened. So yeah, it's great, but great to see these clubs coming back. Racing Santander was a much longer wait. They were relegated last time they were in La Liga was in 2011, 2012. That's when they were relegated, and in 2013 they were relegated again to the third division and spent a good number of years. Actually, they spent more time in third division than they have in second division. They were After 2013 they didn't come back to second division until 2019, then got relegated again, and they were promoted in 2023, excuse me, it was, and 3 years later they're now back in the top division. It'll be great to see. Great to head back to El Sardinero, see what see what these clubs have in store for us. Moving on, next point, the Basque Derby, or um, or for all we know, it could be we could call it well, we can nickname them the Basque German Derby, since since both coaches have connections to the German Bundesliga. Obviously, we know about Real Sociedad's Pellegrino Matarazzo, even though he is American, grew up obviously in New Jersey, but he was a coach he gained his credentials in Germany. Spent his playing career playing in Germany, so he's part German, and he's coming off a great season, coming in middle season, helping Real Sociedad win the Copa del Rey title. Athletic Bilbao, after Ernesto Valverde left, came up with a surprise signing. They signed Eric Terzic, the former Borussia Dortmund manager, who led Dortmund to the Champions League final 2 years ago, almost led them to a Bundesliga title in 2023. Uh, Really, I'm surprised that Edin Terzic would take the Athletic Bilbao job after his achievements at Borussia Dortmund. No disrespect to Athletic Bilbao, but I thought maybe he would be open to the rumors of him being linked to the Bayer Leverkusen job, to Premier League job. So for him to take the Athletic Bilbao job is quite surprising. But I wrote an article about Real Sociedad's appointment when they hired Pellegrino Matarazzo last season, which I thought was I didn't know how great it was going to be, but I thought it was a well calculated risk. And for me, for Eric Turgic as well as another very good calculated risk. Not surprised that the two Basque clubs would be very calculated with their managerial appointments. Well, they're one of the few La Liga clubs that actually takes that are very patient with their coaching hires. So I mean, he suits the DNA of Athletic Bilbao. Developing that Basque culture, developing players from within the academy. So that'll be interesting to see. Obviously, he's coming off. I mean, he's got big shoes to fill after what Ernesto Valverde achieved with Athletic Bilbao in his third stint, taking them to the Champions League, helping them win a Copa del Rey in 2024. So we'll see, but that's going to be interesting to see that Basque derby with the German Bundesliga twist. I guess we can leave it as Bundesliga twist since even though Parliguro Materazzo's part German, but still, I mean, it's a Basque derby with connections to Germany. Next on the list, Getafe. They're back in UEFA competition. They qualified last year for the Conference League. It's going to be the first time since 2019 that they'll be back in competing in one of UEFA competitions. Interestingly, that same year was the year that that Bordalas was coaching them, and they actually knocked out Ajax, who the year before had a spectacular run to the Champions League semifinal. So it's going to be interesting to see. There was actually a lot of rumors about Bordalas possibly not remaining in charge. Obviously, we all know what Tough has gone through the past few years, especially last year. They started the season with only 13 players registered. Bordalas had to rely on players from the first team, excuse me, from the reserve team. My apologies. And yet he managed to actually get off to a good start. I believe it was he won two of the first three games before the international break, and then they kicked off and they finished seventh, got into the Conference League, and we'll see how it is. There are rumors that he might not have continued to be linked to some Premier League teams, but I'm assuming that since he's probably taking a good look at what Rayo Vallecano did last year with their limited budget, the great work that Inigo Perez did. We'll get to him in just a second. But he's probably looking at it and thinking, if Rayo Vallecano with their shoestring budget can get to the Conference League final, he probably feels that he could do something similar with he could have similar success with Hitafe. I'm not saying that they'll get to the Conference League final, but I would keep my eye out for them. I'm going to be interested to see how they do this season in the Conference League, mostly in the Conference League. In the Liga, they'll be a tough team to play against, but we'll see how they do in the league table. Talking about Inigo Perez, he takes over from Marcelino Garcia at Villarreal. Inigo Perez, who came off an historic season at Rayo Vallecano, as we mentioned, getting to the Conference League final. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the victory, but still historic achievement for a club of that stature with their budget. That's actually going to be an interesting thing. Well, actually, you know what? I'll get that in a sec. I'll talk about Rayo Vallecano afterwards. After after his achievements, obviously, he gets the opportunity to coach a big La Liga club like Villarreal with all the history, the great work they've done over since the turn of the century. So we'll see. He's got big shoes to fill after Marcelino guided Villarreal to yet another Champions League position. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, those are the top storylines this season. Leave your predictions in the comment below. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more La Liga content.